let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go.
Six.
It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Infinity. Save up to $10,000 on the 2026 QX80 and up to $6,000 on the QX60. Plus, take advantage of more manager specials before the end of the month. The all-new 2027 QX65 is available on their lot today in multiple colors. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watch it on YouTube this morning. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Of course, leave your comments in the comments section. You can always call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on social media. Good morning, Ross Peterson. What's going on?
Not much, man. Good to see you. Good Tuesday to you. How was Monday outside of the Brendan Sorsby thing?
Well, Monday was good. I used AI to make a redneck pic of us in patriotic colors and said, hey, send in your patriotic pics and win $50 from the Iowa Fireworks Farm. We look like some good rednecks. And, the magic of AI that can just create us and put us in any world we want.
Courtney's mom asked her if that was a real photo.
No, she did not.
You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that.
That's fair.
You
don't get to do that. Ross starts at 6:02 lecturing me, and for good reason. For good reason. But
I was saying it like, hey, it must have been a pretty good AI photo. Because if somebody saw it and was like, oh, is that AI? Then that's a pretty good AI photo. But I wouldn't do that.
Okay, that's fair. I've been fooled by AI. I understand that. But I tried to make that so obvious AI. Like there's some things I could have went in and said, hey, correct this. I'm like, screw it. I just wanted to show a patriotic
pic. I'm pretty dumb when it comes to this stuff. I've used the AI for things like helps with recipes. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you just go to like ChatGPT and say make a photo, or how do you have a photo AI app?
I pay for Gemini, so I was paying for ChatGPT. I didn't feel that it was progressing like I wanted it to. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try Gemini. But AI is going to be the biggest scam people are going to experience over the next several years. Because, ChatGPT started at like $20. I'm paying $20 for Gemini. But Google let me know, hey, in the ever-evolving world of AI, the use is becoming much more sophisticated, and we're going to go on tokens, right? So now it's going to work on this token thing, and it could range anywhere from where you're paying at $20 a month to super-duper levels. All depends on your usage, right? So right now I'm paying for it. So, yeah, I just had Gemini make that. But I think you could probably go to ChatGPT maybe and ask it to make a photo. I don't know. I have a paid version that I use.
Tokens is like the new thing that I'm learning about.
Yes.
It's like it's the new way for them to charge you. It's like
100%.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's kind of like, our software will make like 4 social media clips for us a day. Well, I went ahead and bought like Opus Clip. But that's also a token thing. They're like, hey, buy 1 year for $350. I'm like, that's a pretty good deal. So I did it, but then I'm like, oh, I'm on a token basis. So if I put the whole 2 hours in, it takes like that 120 tokens for 120 minutes. It's like, oh, it's not really a year. You're buying tokens. It's all about how they can get your money. It's 100% how they can get your money.
Yeah, that seems right. That feels normal. They're just trying to get it from you. All right. Anyway, I thought it was cool. I liked the picture. So I did get to see highlights of Caitlin hitting that last second shot last night to help the Fever win, and then I did spend the night watching Game 3 of the NBA Finals. So
We'll get to the NBA Finals. I do want to start with Brendan Sorsby. That happened about right after we got off the air yesterday. And you know how they say, how do you know if it's porn? Well, I know it when I see it, right? You wondered where the line was in college sports where everybody would unite. It's this. Because the backlash coming not just from fans, but conference commissioners, athletic directors, coaches over the ruling that happened yesterday in Texas has been almost unanimous. And now you're seeing Georgia was the first school to come out and say, all right, coaches, do not schedule Texas Tech. If they're on your schedule, you take them off. You have Big 12 coaches and Big 12 administrators who are silently getting together and saying, hey, we may boycott Texas Tech this year. So there is a conference call with the conference ADs and the commissioner, Brett Yormark, today to discuss the ruling that happened. Of course, Kirby Holcutt from Texas Tech has come out in full support and said this is why we did it. But the line is if you bet on your team, there has to be some integrity that goes along with this. And everybody was quick to say, we're glad that he came forward. We're glad that he's getting help, but there's consequences to your actions.
You just said something there that I hadn't thought of that I'm finding fascinating right now. And that is that this was the line that, Travis, the boy, it's porn. I know it when I see it. And you're right. Yesterday, it seemed like everybody,
and I watch that a lot.
It seemed like everybody all of a sudden was like, oh, I saw a nipple. This is porn. Wait, I saw
Janet Jackson was not porn. Okay. Janet Jackson was not porn.
I'm sorry. I saw I saw the thing that made it porn.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I'm having a realization, and maybe you saw some of my tweets that I sent out yesterday. Like, why, Travis, explain to me why Texas Tech, a quarterback, we're talking about football, and we're talking about gambling. Why is this the one that all of a sudden is over the? How was Charles Bediako not the one that went over the line? How were when these G League players? Charles Bediako had played 3 years in the G League and came back and played at Alabama. How did this reaction not happen then? How did this reaction not happen when the college admissions scandal was happening? And we found out that kids get Division I scholarships to sports they've never played. You can get a Division I scholarship to be on the Stanford crew and never have been in a rowboat. That happened. North Carolina.
That was Lori Laughlin's daughter at USC, right? I mean, she was like, hey.
Oh, USC. I'm sorry, I said Stanford.
It was USC.
You're right, it was USC. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. I had California school in my head, so thank you. How did the college sports world not react this way when North Carolina was found to have faked an entire class for 18 years, pushing 3,000 students through an African American studies class that they had to write one paper for to get a passing grade? How didn't those things cause this reaction where people went, whoa, we got to stop boycotting these teams. They're not playing by the same rules. They obviously, it's more important to them to win than to play by any sort of decorum or rules or regulations. What was it about this thing yesterday that, because I totally agree with you. We saw that reaction yesterday. I hadn't thought, and I was talking about these other things last night that were kind of in the back of my brain, like, wait a minute. Dude, the Carson Beck thing that we talked about the other day. Carson Beck, hey, how's classes going? I
already graduated.
I graduated 2 years ago. And then people are like, well, but it was a semester. And but then they asked Mario Cristobal's coach about it, and he was like, I don't want to talk about it.
Let me try to answer your question.
The AD can answer that. So, what happened?
Let's start with Bediako. Okay. There was outrage about Bediako, and there may have been more outrage if the Alabama judge wouldn't have kicked him off the team. Remember, he only played like
Played
3 or
five
4
games.
Played
Yep,
5
yep.
games, and they said no, this isn't going to happen.
But
now, you had other G leaguers, but never really signed a professional contract. And I think with this new age thing that the NCAA is trying to get out, that's going to go away. I think there were a lot of people bothered by it, but they're like, oh, they found a loophole in the rule, right? The class thing at North Carolina. The class thing at North Carolina, people weren't outraged because people said, well, don't start digging into what we do. The crew thing at USC, nobody gives a shit about crew. So they went, it's crew. Nobody's going to come play on the basketball team. Nobody's going to play on the football team, stuff that drives revenue that is going to affect us. You want to get into a boat, if you want to give your money that way, that's your deal. We don't care about crew. So crew was not enough to move the needle to get people upset. One thing you can rally behind and agree upon is the integrity of the game and sports betting. And there would have been more grace if he never would have bet on Indiana. $30,000 on Indiana. $90,000 of bets altogether. Transferring money. That's when you go, okay, that's the line. And
so do you really do think that it was the amount of, and I'm not pushing back on you. I like what you're saying here. It's the volume at which he was gambling. Brendan Sorsby very obviously has a gambling problem. If you can't see that, then maybe there might be something there. But gambling that much is definitely a gambling problem. So now we've got a starting quarterback on a Division I Power 5 football team who has a known gambling problem, who claims to have, rehabbed himself in days. The integrity of the sport? Get out of here.
Maybe this is one of those issues, Ross, where coaches, ADs really do sit down with their players and say, hey, you can't do this. This is a big no-no. Now, they've been doing it, and the truth is, I think they look at it and compare yourselves to the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, meaning a player in the NFL or the NBA can't go to a judge and say, hey, reinstate me. There's antitrust there that says that's not going to happen. The rule is the rule. And I think they finally realized maybe this is the wake-up call. And that is, what's the NCAA even for if you can't even force the most basic rule that every fan understands? Fans can deal with transfer portal. They pissed them off. They can deal with NIL, even though they don't like it. They can call it the Wild West. When you start talking about gambling on sports and betting on the team you're playing for, that crosses a line to where fans would go, you know what? That's too much. That's the line.
This is the integrity of sports conversation that I've been nibbling on for a while. Going, wait a minute. At some point, we're all going to realize this is Brendan Sorsby has a bad game. Brendan Sorsby throws an interception.
Even if he didn't do it on purpose, right? I mean, because it's going to happen.
Fumbles a snap. Brendan Sorsby rolls his ankle in practice, has a great game one Saturday, next Saturday, hey, can't play. The rumors are going to it is really weird to me. The NCAA seems to have zero control. They can try. They can force their heavy hand on D2 and D3, but it's become pretty obvious. Like, don't mess with the big boys. Don't mess with the big boys, because we'll just get a judge and we'll tell the NCAA what for. I do think that there's a little bit of a political conversation about judges and how judges are Judges are not what we think.
Influenced.
Judges are not what we think. We like to think that judges are above all of this. They're not. We like to think that judges are above team colors. They're not. This is just disappointing is the right word. Shocking. It's not shocking. I was surprised yesterday. I did not think they would grant him this.
I think everybody was shocked. I think that, okay, we know why you're waiting. You're going to soften the blow for Brendan Sorsby. You're going to do it in time for him to get in the supplemental draft, and you're going to move on and do your thing. When that came out, I was like, wow. But then I thought, am I really that shocked? Am I really that surprised? Knowing that it took place in Texas and they used the mental health angle. And listen, I'm not disputing the fact that he has an addiction, and an addiction is a mental health issue, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex, porn, gambling. It's an addiction. I can recognize that. But look, everything is, there is a consequence to your action, and you screwed up, and you don't get to play college football anymore.
And I don't like giving this thing the addiction label. I don't like it.
You don't like it? You don't think it's an addiction?
Dude,
I think it's an addiction.
That's a tactic, and I don't like it. That's a feel sorry for me. I'm the victim. This isn't my fault. This is some demon who's got a hold of me. No, man, you were greedy. You were greedy SOB who wanted to use your information to get more money. You got a rush out of, and now that part, Travis, I understand. Like, we've talked about this. When you're a gambler, you get the same sort of vibe. I see it from my friends that gamble and my friends that smoke pot or my friends that whatever their addiction is. I see it, the same look in their eye of like, man, I got money on the game. I got dollars in the machine. I'm on my way to the plug. That I understand. I get that there's a rush with it and that it's stuck to it and that at some point you're like, oh, here we go. This, I don't like giving this. There's something about that when you say that, I'm like, man, I don't like it. I don't like hearing that being said that that's an addiction, because it is completely self-inflicted. There is no chemical thing that you've done.
There are endorphins that chemically react to your brain. Let me ask you this, and maybe I think I know where you're going, but I want to push back on the addiction thing, because I do think it's an addiction. That's where you and I differ. If he would have come out and said, hey, I'm addicted to this, I'm owning my actions and stepping away and not playing, is it the addict role of not taking responsibility or trying to fight your way out of it?
Yes.
Right? It's almost like if you want to call yourself an addict, own the addiction, own the consequences that go with the addiction.
Yes,
meaning
amen.
You're done. That's where I think you're going.
And there's a rock bottom. I've had friends that were addicted to heroin. There's a rock bottom. And arrests didn't get them, court cases, no judge got them sober. It was them. It was a moment in your life when you're like, oh shit, I either turn this thing around right now or I'm dead. And I want to be clear here, because Jay said, is Ross saying gambling isn't an addiction, or in this case it feels like an excuse? Yes. Jay, I think, again, I get that thing of gambling being an addiction, where I see that thing in my eyes, in my buddy's eyes, man, where their eyes turn black like a shark attack. You know what I mean? They're locked in. That's their thing. And it does remind me of my friends that do other things or have other addictions that are much more common. Drinking, drugs, those things seem like addiction. This feels like an excuse. This feels like an excuse. This guy has more Johnny Manziel in him than he does Doc Ellis. This guy's more shithead than victim. And that's what bothers me about the addiction thing, is that it creates that framework for the conversation where Brendan Sorsby is now the victim. He is now. He's above reproach. We can't talk about him because he's dealing with an illness. I don't
don't think the majority of people consider him a victim. I think what you have here is you have to use. How many times have you seen parents of drug addicts or alcoholics make excuses for said addict because they think they're doing what's best for their kid? So Texas Tech has framed this as a victim. Texas Tech is coming off as that enabling parent that refuses to acknowledge, hey, something wrong here happened. There's got to be consequences for your actions. And I never thought I would see the ACC, the Big Ten, the SEC, and the Big 12 agree on something 100%. But I think for the most part, I would love to be a fly on the wall on that conference call today with Brett Yormark and the Big 12 ADs. And Kirby Holcutt on the other end taking a lot of heat from his colleagues saying, listen, this can't happen. A number of things need to happen, and that is every Big 12 school needs to say, we're boycotting Texas Tech. We will not play Texas Tech. Vegas needs to take every Texas Tech game off the board. Every Texas Tech game.
That I absolutely agree with. You shouldn't be this. Oh, man, can you do that, Trev?
Yes, Vegas can do that. Vegas can say, hey.
Vegas can do that very easily?
Yeah, Vegas can do that very easily. Say, we're taking it off the board. Now, offshores, they can do whatever they want. Vegas can, because the offshore exists, right? But Vegas could say, hey, due to because it was a Vegas sports book that turned in Brendan Sorsby. Remember that. This all started because a Vegas sports book flagged this, said, hey, this is wrong here. We're letting the NCAA know. Vegas right now should say every Texas Tech football game is off the board. But the ramifications are you have every team in the Big 12 that says we're going to boycott, and Brett Yormark says we're going to count that as a win for the team that boycotts. I mean, you can do a lot of heavy-handed stuff here.
Well, they won't do that. I believe that to be a scare tactic. I think a couple of things here. You know, the SEC and the Big Ten have taken they've taken their turn at the whipping post. All right. They've been tied to that whipping post for a long time. If you wanted to find a bad guy in college sports, the Big Ten and the SEC have been head above the line for a long, long, long time. Easy targets, and they should be. They're actively trying to destroy college sports. They should be the bad guys. So I get real cautious when I start seeing SEC and Big Ten teams stand up and going, hey, everybody, look over there. Hey, you guys should look down in Texas. Hey, aren't we all mad about Texas? Hey, aren't we? We should boycott them. We should boycott Texas Tech, everybody. We should boycott them. That's why I go, oh, wait. Nobody was saying boycott Alabama when you guys tried to bring in an NBA player. Nobody was saying boycott North Carolina when they found out you were totally faking classes. Nobody said boycott Kansas when they found out Wilt Chamberlain got paid in the 50s. Like, why not? Why is this one the one that did exactly what you're talking about, Travis? It unified all these competing groups that have always hated each other, and none of them want to. And you can have your thing, and I'll fight for my coach, and I'll snipe your player, and all this. But now all of a sudden this happens, and it's like, hey guys, unified front. That was another thing yesterday where and I'm sorry that my brain does this. My brain went, this ain't right. Something else is happening because these guys don't like each other. They don't get along. Why would Georgia and Nebraska jump up and say, hey, boycotting these teams? Do not schedule them in any sport, not football. Troy Dannon allegedly said to all of his coaches across the athletic department, no Texas Tech. I'm missing something here because
no, you're not. You're hitting it. You're just not seeing it the way you don't think you're seeing it. Because when Georgia does it, when Nebraska does it, that's rushing to the moral high ground because it really doesn't affect most of your teams. They're in the Big 12, you're in the Big 10, you're in the SEC. The odds of it, what would it affect? Maybe basketball, but they may not even be on the schedule. You're probably not on the schedule for foot. So it's such low-hanging fruit that you go, let's go to the moral high ground and say, look at us.
That's a good point.
Look at us.
How many of Troy Dannon's coaches were like, Oh, shit. We were working on Texas Tech.
Yeah. Probably very few.
I think Fred Hoiberg was planning a non-con, was trying to...
Gymnastics coach is going, damn it, I can't. The rodeo teams can't get together
Lubbock
now.
Trip. What are we going to...
No.
I recruited a girl specifically, told her we were going to go to Lubbock.
That was the rush to the moral high ground to say, hey,
Yes.
see, our school doesn't tolerate this. The bigger impact would be if Jamie Pollard, if Kansas State, if all these other schools get band together and say, hey, we're not going to tolerate this from a conference member. And the fact that Texas Tech is going to fall on the sword because they've gone down this road now. They defended him before the court case. They've defended him during the injunction. And even after the ruling came out yesterday, they defended him again. So the Big 12 schools are put in a much different predicament than what an ACC school, a Big 10 school, or an SEC school, because they can go fill those gaps anywhere they want.
The game 24-37 wrote in, why do they do it? The mega conference is still being worked on in the background. This is wrong, but a huge distraction. There's a part of my brain that says that too, game, where I'm like, this was all for them. This was the Big 10 and SEC going, hey, look over there. Look over there. Hey, look at me. Look at here.
You can't go wrong with a good Three Amigos reference during the day. You just can't.
I just heard the other day, dude, that the Martin Short. Have you seen the Martin Short documentary on Netflix?
I've watched parts of it. I haven't got all the way through it. Yeah.
Did you see the part about Three Amigos? Oh man, I watched this a couple weeks ago, Trav, and I wish I could remember what it was. Was Robin Williams gonna play that role?
Oh, I could see that.
I think they said that in the movie at some point. I like Martin Short. He never would have been like one of my favorite guys. But man, you watch that movie, you watch that thing, you go, that's a fun dude.
He's a good role character, like in Father of the Bride when he was the wedding planner. I mean, he was never
what a great
character. Yeah, he was never a lead guy, but boy, he could play the supporting actor, dude, no problem.
I forgot about Father of the Bride, and he's like the super eccentric. He's got the funny accent. Probably couldn't do that anymore.
And Steve Martin looks the same age then as he does now, as he did in The Jerk, as he does now.
As he was one of those, because he had that disease where his hair went white when he was like 30.
Yeah.
The Jerk is so underrated. Such a great movie.
I remember the first time I watched The Jerk, I was probably in my teens and I didn't get it. Then you become an adult and you go, oh, this is brilliant.
I think that my dad didn't let us not get it. You know what I mean? That was a movie that we watched a lot in my house, and it was like, you're going to laugh at this.
And here's why it's funny. I'm going to explain the joke to you.
It didn't have to be explained to me when Steve Martin starts the movie with, I was born a poor black child.
You know, sometimes the key to feeling better comes from just being seen for what you need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not a patient. You don't want somebody else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at uro.com. And here's another reason to do it. June is Men's Health Month. Guys, take care of your health. Get the physical. See what's going on. And you can do that all at Urology Center of Iowa. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire, a front row tickets to every show millionaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you
work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name is Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you know that over time, your engine builds up carbon deposits in the intakes and valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips abound, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Land Rover Des Moines is offering 15% off our fuel services to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth while keeping some extra cash in your pocket. Don't let a clogged engine ruin your family's summer. To get scheduled, visit us online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
I hope you're stretched, hydrated, and prepared for more nonsense, because The Rush with Travis and Ross, presented by Willis Automotive, is back now.
Coming up on Friday on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive, it's the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-Hoo! Your chance to win a $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery. You don't want to miss this chance, and you can start getting your woo-hoos in right now. In fact, we got one last night. All you have to do is go to therushradio.com, click on the promo tab, check the woo-hoo, and tell us what made you go woo-hoo. So win scratch tickets, win $90 worth of free stuff, and you might, as Ross says, walk away with even more.
90
more.
For now. 90 for now.
90 for now. That's the weekly woo-hoo from the Iowa Lottery. Ross, you're going to be mad at me for this.
What?
Well, because I'm going to take the moral high ground. I'm going to take the moral high ground.
Here we go. He's going to tactic us, folks.
Well, I got to thinking about this Brendan Sorsby thing, and I'm going to pander to the audience. Okay? I'm going to pander to the audience. Iowa is just culturally better than Texas.
Well, you're right about that, but where's the pandering?
The pandering is this. When Noah Shannon was suspended for the entire season and not allowed to play, when Hunter Deckers at Iowa State was suspended and not allowed to play and forced to go to the JUCO route, you didn't see Gary Barta at that time. You didn't see Kirk Ferentz at that time. You didn't see Matt Campbell at that time. You didn't see Jamie Pollard at that time go, the kid's an addict. He's got a mental illness. You didn't see Iowa and Iowa State rush to a courtroom to get an injunction against the NCAA. They said, you know what? These are the rules. You broke the rules. We don't necessarily agree with the punishment for the crime here because you never bet on your team, but we're not going to fight this. This isn't a sword we're going to fall on. And they took their punishment, and Iowa does that. Listen, it seems like Iowa and Iowa State do that all the time. They get punched, they become the example, and then somebody else does it and then fights their way out of it, and you go, well, what happened to Iowa? I mean, you have kids getting a 7th year now. Drew Ott is sitting on some farm in Nebraska wishing he would have had another year as a Hawkeye. They didn't like it. They didn't like it. It's kind of like when Michael Corleone walks into that meeting with Herman Roth and says, hey, who made the order? And Herman Roth goes into I didn't ask who did the order on Mo Green. I just took it. And he waited for his out. Now, Herman Roth died later in the movie. But I'm just saying, culturally, Iowa is better than Texas. That's the moral high ground, and I know how you love how I did.
It's
how you
certainly
do
pandering,
that
and I love it.
I am pandering. I'm pandering.
I know Iowa's
time.
better than Texas, but when do you start pandering? I know you're going to tell me how great we are, but when does the pandering start? Man, Travis, the Noah Shannon thing, the Drew Ott deal. We're obviously very close to this, and the Hunter Deckers thing, the entire gambling thing that happened with the Iowa and Iowa State players that turned out to be
a setup,
a total freaking witch hunt by the state, by a couple of rogue employees who thought that they were going to be Barney Badass, Dudley Do Right.
Make their mark with the DCI.
Watch me get my name in the paper. The worst part about cops is they're humans. This is an example of that. That guy was a human. Travis, so like at Nebraska, they don't have an example. I want to think, there's a part of me that says, okay, we know those names because we're in Iowa. We know about Noah Shannon. We know about Drew Ott. Have these things happened at every university?
Ross, I would say yes, but they've been handled quietly and nobody ever knows about it, right? We always find out, you ask the question, when's the last time somebody was academically ineligible? It probably happens more than we think, but it's just quietly taken care of and somebody just goes away. And you're like, what happened to that guy? Well, they entered the transfer portal. You don't know why. We just assume, well, you're chasing money. It could be, well, you're ineligible. Or you may have a mysterious injury, right? You don't have, because of privacy rules, you don't have to say somebody's academically ineligible. You could say, well, they're hurt for a couple weeks. We're just going to take it that you're hurt. You could be academically ineligible during that time. So to answer your question, Ross, do gambling infractions happen at other universities? 100%. But they're probably caught before they become public, and they say, let's just keep this out of the news. Yeah. You're going to go away.
Let me ask you a real question. Did Iowa do the right thing by self-reporting Noah Shannon the way they did?
Well, did they self-report it, or was he in the DCI? I thought he was in the DCI report.
No, I thought Noah Shannon was the one that was pretty much self-reported. And I could be, there's been a lot.
A lot has happened.
I apologize
since then.
that I don't remember the specific details, but
the one thing that Iowa did self-report was it's tampering with what's his name? Cade McNamara.
What's his name? Isn't that great when you tampered to get a dude?
So Captain Curry, everybody's letting you know he did self-report. So he self-reported, according to people in the chat. And to me, that says something. You still gambled. Should there have been a punishment? 100%. Did you bet on your team? You did not. Okay, let's look at this differently.
Yeah, Nicholas wrote this and said he reported himself placing a $5 wager on a women's team to beat South Carolina.
Think about that. And I do think the line, Ross, if Brendan Sorsby had not gambled on Indiana when he was a player, I do believe there would have been people who said, okay, if he just wanted,
I think there's a couple things, Travis, and maybe that's a part of my maybe that answers my first question of like, why was this the line? Dude, there's some compounding factors on here. It was like, oh, he gambled on football. And you're like, ooh. He gambled on his team. He bet an under in a game. He placed thousands of bets and bet $90,000. That takes it from 500 to 1,000. All these things add up, and you go, okay, scale's starting to tip. I think that we're in the wrong. This is getting worse. And then all of a sudden, you put all of it together in a line. You go, this guy's got a freaking problem. This guy's got a major problem. He didn't gamble one time. He gambled like thousands of times and gambled a pretty wild amount of money. For people that don't gamble, and for people, that's a crazy amount of money.
It is.
For people that gamble all the time and guys that have a lot of money, there are people, I know guys that are looking at this 90 grand going, it feels like a Tuesday.
So we talked about the line earlier. And it's a movable line, right? I'm sure there are some people who said, if you bet it all, you're done. I kind of looked at Noah Shannon and said, well, you bet on women's basketball. I really don't care. You bet on your team. You bet maybe even the sport you play in. That's a problem.
You do it multiple times. That's a problem. You bet on your team. That's a problem. This is what I'm talking about. That's where maybe that answers my first question of like, why is this the one that has gotten everybody to stand up and hold hands and go, okay, all right, now we got a unified front here, guys. We're all in the NCAA now, aren't we? And why? I'm like, why? What happened with this one? Maybe this is it. Maybe it's all of these things take it and just elevate it. They double it up. Every time you say one of these talking points, you're like, oh.
Now, Hunter Deckers, after a quick search, I forgot, Hunter Deckers did bet on Iowa State football. Now, it was a game he didn't play, but Brendan Sorsby has the same argument for Indiana. To me, that's a disqualifier, right? If Hunter Deckers bet on Iowa State football, which the ESPN article says he did, that's a disqualifier.
Yeah.
Noah Shannon didn't bet on Iowa football that we know of.
Yeah.
That's, to me, that's not, should you be disciplined? 100%. Should it cost you an entire season?
What should be the punishment for a $5 bet on a women's basketball game?
A game?
I don't think anything.
That's fair. I mean,
I don't think anything. I think it could be brought up. I mean, it could be public information of like, oh, hey, by the way, we found out that Noah Shannon did this thing he wasn't supposed to, but this is a jaywalking violation. This is a jaywalking violation. And
as you like to say, there's levels to this shit. Because it's not black and white. There's levels to this shit.
Listen, and Skinner, I want to push back on something because I've seen a lot of people like bring up this. Pete Rose bet on his team to win, and we banned him for life. Let's slow down on the Pete Rose thing, okay? Pete was the manager of the Reds, betting on his team to win. So what that means is that if he was betting on the Sunday night game and not betting on the Monday game, he threw all of his cards on the Sunday night game to win that bet. Was he throwing the Monday game? Not really. Was he giving the team the best chance to win the next day? Absolutely not. That's what the problem, that's what Bart Giamatti said about Pete Rose, that subconsciously he was rigging games. Subconsciously, he's saying, okay, I've got to get Rob Dibble into this game tonight. Even though he pitched last night, I got money on tonight. So I'm gonna trade stuff for tomorrow, trade stuff from yesterday to make today the game I win because I've got money on it. Pete, I'm not a fan of Pete Rose. I don't like the Pete Rose conversation because it just there's too many other factors into it. The guy was an amazing baseball player. He absolutely gambled on baseball, and there should be a punishment for that. So if you stand up and say, hey, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, well, then Brendan Sorsby should be the starting quarterback for Texas Tech. Man, I just it seems to me that the NCAA has become feckless, right?
But they tried here. I mean, they're either that or the court system has become feckless.
No. Feckless means you have no teeth. Feckless means you've got no authority anymore.
But here's a case where they want them to have authority. I think the majority of institutions want them to have authority here.
What I'm saying, Travis, is the NCAA has proven that it's what we saw yesterday is that the NCAA doesn't have the ability to ban a player
because they don't have antitrust protection.
And again, what is the thing that they want? Antitrust protection. I don't think the NCAA is upset about this. I've seen a lot of people. I don't. I'm telling you, man. They're seeing this. If I'm in the NCAA office, I'm seeing this as a short-term pain for a long-term gain. Yeah, we lost this one. Oh man, we really wanted this kid to be punished. We really wanted to lay the hammer down on this guy. Hey guys, the ball is moving our direction. If I'm in the NCAA, if I'm in those offices today, I'm telling everybody, guys, yesterday was a good day for us. We are closer to getting what we want than we were yesterday, than we were on Sunday, because we got to get Congress to step in and carve out an exemption in the antitrust laws for us. And if we can just get if we can get Nebraska and Georgia, we can get those two fan bases to start screaming about how we need more control, we're going to get it. I really, I know my conspiracy brain is crazy, but I've been telling you, I've been really consistent about this with the NCAA, haven't I? I've been really consistent for about a year. Like, hey, wait, there's something else happening here. They've got the ability to do this stuff, and now all of a sudden they don't. They've got, and these judges stepping up and saying, well, no, hold on. We make the rules. You don't get to make the rules about who competes under your banner. You don't get to do that. We get to do that. That's what is the definition of feckless?
Jake says Vegas probably cares. Integrity in college gambling, if there is any, is out the window. Well, Jake, I don't know if you just tuned in. I said this earlier. Vegas needs to take every single Texas Tech football game off the board. I don't think you have to do basketball. I don't think you have to do women's basketball, but you need to take every football game off the board. Not that affects Texas Tech, but because they're going to still try to play. Now, there's a lot that's going to happen here. The NCAA has filed an appeal, so this is going to go to a different court where this could be overturned, and hopefully cooler heads and saner heads prevail, and Brendan Sorsby doesn't play. Brendan Sorsby could do the right thing today. Say, you know what? I knew I was going to be a lightning rod. This is a bigger lightning rod. I'm going to enter the supplemental draft. He can do that. And now the NFL teams may go, yeah, you're kind of a liability right now. But there will be one team in the NFL who goes, you know what? We can get value here. Because you know what the NFL teams are no different than NCAA teams. They want to win. But they're going to go, oh, there's value here because we don't have to pay them shit.
Did you see that even the Browns general manager came out and said, yeah, this is something I wouldn't want to touch? You got freaking Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders in that room, and he's like, man, this is one that we're going to stay away from this guy.
And there may be a number of teams. You may see Brendan Sorsby in the UFL before he gets to the NFL.
So, okay, you said Brendan Sorsby can do the right thing here. Travis, Brendan Sorsby has demonstrated, in my opinion, that he doesn't give a shit about what our expectations are.
I don't disagree, but he could still do it.
Yeah, so he could. Ain't no way he's gonna. He doesn't have it in him. He doesn't have it in him. This is like when, people want to create laws. The guy doesn't care. He knew he wasn't supposed to gamble $90,000. He knew he wasn't supposed to bet on Indiana football when he's on the sideline. He did it anyway. You think that what our expectations are matter to this young man? Not in the least. Not in the least. Brendan Sorsby yesterday was obviously a huge victory for him. And I would bet that everybody within his circle has insulated him to the point that he probably thinks half the country supports him.
Well, that's not true.
Oh my gosh. 99.99999. But that's my gut, is that he doesn't give a shit about what you and I think is the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, and that's demonstrable. He's shown that over and over and over. That cool. You guys think that I shouldn't gamble on games? Neat. You guys think that I shouldn't be the starting quarterback for Texas Tech? Cool. I'm doing it. Watch me. That's what it becomes.
It'd be interesting to see what comes out of the Big 12. There's more to come on this, and the Big 12 conference call today will be an interesting one to see what comes out of it.
Give me your guess. Give me your prediction. What do you think? Is it a bunch of pearl clutching, hand wringing? Can you guys believe? Is it a lot of pandering? Is there going to be a lot of listen?
No. Here's what I think.
Never.
Let's not forget. The commissioner only has so much power. Who does the commissioner answer to? The commissioner answers to the presidents and chancellors. Yeah. So if you have chancellors and presidents and say, hey, no fucking way, we're going to put our foot down, and if you have the majority of teams say, we're not going to play Texas Tech, it's going to put Brett Yormark in a very tough position because he answers to those people, and he will have no choice but to support said boycott. And that will put Texas Tech into a bigger, into a major. Now, remember, payback's a bitch, because there will be something that happens in the future that they'll take a stand on.
So a Texas judge says you're allowed to play. Could an Iowa judge say not in Iowa?
It depends on, well,
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
There'd have to be a court case in the state of Iowa.
But there is an appeal, and they're going to try to get this appealed pretty quickly.
Did you see who's on the appellate court?
Uh-uh.
I'm not making this up. Well, I mean, I'm not making up that I saw it. I don't know that it's actually true because it was on the internet. Apparently, every member of the appellate court graduated from Texas Tech.
Jeez. But let's not forget, in the Charles Bediaco thing, that was an Alabama judge that said no. You know, so I mean,
yeah, it was, and
an
Alabama. He was an Alabama grad too.
Yes.
He wasn't an Auburn man. He was an Alabama man. I think. Listen, maybe part of the addiction thing and the making of victim status out of Brendan Sorsby. Westmar, thank you. Westmar 1982. I'm gonna guess that's the year he was born. When you bet through proxy accounts and through friends' accounts, you know it's wrong. That's a great point.
And when it's gambling is illegal in Texas and you move $50,000 or was it $60,000? Skinner says payback or no, that's not the one I wanted. This one. OJ didn't kill anyone because the court said he was innocent. No, they did not. They said he was not guilty. And there's a difference between not guilty and innocent.
But Jason's point, yes. I like Jason's point there.
Somebody said it earlier. They go, have we ever talked 50 minutes about one subject ever?
I'm sure.
Well,
this
I mean,
to me, this is. I mean, first of all, there's so much to talk about, and there's so many things to try to figure out what's about to happen here. Travis, I just I don't even want. It's time to really consider dissolving the relationship between school and sports.
You may not be wrong. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I think it's easier than we think.
If that's the case, Ross, then you know that the majority of women's sports and Olympic sports go away.
Well, I think you can keep I don't know that, Trav. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to. Maybe.
I don't know how that falls under Title IX, or if you make stuff just club sports.
Like, quite frankly, another thing we don't talk enough about. Title IX's part of the problem here. It's part of the problem. It's not the problem. It's not a bad thing. It's not bad legislation. It has been in the way of some of the progress that needed to happen. I don't, man. I look at Grandview over and over and over. I have Grandview going through my head. I have these D2 and D3 and NAIA programs going through my head. Why do those institutions of higher learning have sports? They're not making money. Troy Plummer's not over there negotiating multi-million-dollar television
deals. When I attended Grandview, there was no football, there was no volleyball, there was no wrestling. Why do they? To use that as a recruiter to bring more people in to pay thousands and thousands of dollars in tuition money.
Enrollment.
And
in Des Moines, Iowa, they figured out if we have a wrestling team and a volleyball team and these other things, not only is it a more fun place for our kids to attend, we're going to get more kids to attend. Seems very basic. Very basic. It's not, oh my gosh, we're going to cash these bajillion-dollar checks and then we all make a lot more money. At the Division I, Power 5 level, that's absolutely what it is. Get the money, get the money, get the money, spend the money, spend the money, get the money, spend the money, get the money, spend the money. Oh my God, it's all about money. What did we do? Now we need to blow things up and blow. So then it's like, well, what's going to happen to the women's basketball team? It'll stick around. Just like it is at William Penn and Grandview.
Yeah, that's an apples to oranges comparison differently. And I know what you're saying. And you're right. You could stick around, but successful Division I programs do drive enrollment just in a different way. Meaning that if you have a successful football and basketball team, you get more, and the numbers back it up. You get more students.
I mean, Grandview with a better football team and winning, that people want to. Kids that aren't even wrestlers or football players are now their enrollment goes up. So I don't know that it's necessary. I get that it's apples and oranges because of the dollars.
That, and I would like to see what the retention rate is at Grandview compared to what it is at Iowa. Meaning that you go to Grandview, I'll start at Grandview. Then you go like, I'm going to go somewhere else. Iowa or Iowa State usually retain higher. But I mean, I know that's deterring the fact that how do you separate sports from the institution? It would have to be creative. It would, and maybe, well, I think it goes like this, Ross. You just separate football. You can football, go do your thing. Go do your thing. Does it have to be the entire athletic department?
It has to be the entire athletic department because football, like you said, football, that television contract is going to fuel the rest of the beast. You make it just like you do with the club sports. You can have the logo. Use the logo because using the logo is going to get people to come to Jack Trice Stadium. Man, you put that bird in the tornado and people are going to show up. You throw that tiger hawk on something, you're going to get a lot of people that throw you their money. Those kids don't have to go to school. They can.
515-517-2303. Hey, we want to tell you about Shields Grill Fest coming up on Saturday, June 13th at the parking lot at the West Des Moines Shields. Ross, we heard from Devin yesterday. You're excited about this because you're going to get some grilling tips, smoking tips.
I think I'm going to get a grill.
That a boy. Ross is going to break down, folks. You can get a grill. You can get a smoker. You can get a big green egg. You also get free food samples, live demos, and grilling tips from Shields experts, local barbecue pros, and top vendors. Plus, when you bring a non-perishable food item to donate to the Food Bank of Iowa, you get a free sauce or seasoning. So you get something free. Free food, free sauce or seasoning.
Which would you do, sauce or seasoning?
I'm a sauce guy.
I'm a seasoning guy.
See, that's where you and I are different. I'm a sauce guy. Again, it's Saturday from 11 to 4 in the parking lot at the West Des Moines Shields. It's Grill Fest, the third annual. This is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Did you know that over time, your engine builds up carbon deposits in the intakes and valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips around, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Willis Volvo Cars is offering 15% off fuel services to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth while keeping some extra cash in your pocket. Don't let a clogged engine ruin your family's summer. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bread, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Try our newly rebranded granola. Specially handmade, our amazing granola makes for a delightful treat. You can order online, purchase at local grocery retailers, or find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday. We look forward to serving you.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or a new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, is back because apparently Travis and Ross have even more to say.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Volvo Cars. Huge savings on their 2 remaining 2025 Volvo EX90s with discounts up to $20,000. Check it out at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. Call the show, 515-517-2303, and follow us on our social media channels. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. A lot of college football talk, and Brendan Sorsby in hour number one.
The entire hour.
The entire hour. I hate to start on a bad note for hour number two.
What happened? What are you doing?
Ross, you turned me on to something a couple years ago, and it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end.
What am I missing here?
Yesterday, it was announced that Wheeler Walker Jr. is doing his farewell tour. His farewell tour being titled Pulling Out. Which will feature his new single, Fuck This Bar. But you can also hear great classic songs on the Pulling Out tour like Fuck This Job, Born to Fuck, Fuck You Bitch, Drug Sluts, Sniffer's Row, Sit on My Face, Money and Bitches, and Finger Blast. It's all coming to an end. He says he just can't do it anymore. That country music has gone the way of the dodo. And he said, Nashville's just full of 12 writers who write about a truck they've never owned, a farm they've never farmed, and AI will produce better music than Nashville. So it's time for him to get out.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying about none of that last part. Man, I wondered I was thinking about Wheeler Walker Jr. the other day.
And by the way, he's coming to the Valel Bar. The Pulling Out tour is coming to the Valor Ballroom.
When is that happening?
That is going to happen April 9th, 2027. April 9th, 2027.
Listen, that's something to really keep an eye on. It's a comedy show. Okay, people. It's a country music comedy show. Wheeler Walker Jr. is a character played by a comedian named Ben Hoffman. If you're not familiar with Wheeler Walker Jr., Travis just gave you a real good example of what kind of
And let's not forget the classic Anal and Dishes. There are people who are tuning in for the first time going, what did I just walk into? And you're right. It is. By the way, to be fair, Ross, he's one of the only artists to have like a top 5 comedy album and country album at the same time. I mean, he charts on the country charts.
Listen, it's fun. If you've never heard it, it's fun. It's very crass. It's extremely blue. Is that the word for it? Like Travis said, the F word is in. They're funny. They're funny. I think Nicholas has a good one. There's one that actually, for the first minute of the song, it sounds like a genuine, sweet country song. Summers in Kentucky. Nicholas says, go listen to Summers in Kentucky. He does have good songs. I mean, even Summers in Kentucky, the second verse starts and you're like, what did he say?
I didn't know about Wheeler Walker Jr. We were doing sound off one night in the WHO studios, and Ross was like, you ever listen to yourself some Wheeler Walker Jr.? I'm like, who are you talking about? All of a sudden he starts playing. And all the way home on my 2-hour drive from Des Moines, I'm like, yeah. So I get home because I know Owen's a singer-songwriter. I said, Owen, have you heard of this guy, Wheeler Walker Jr.? He's like, Dad, come on. I'm like, I felt like I was in the dark.
Yeah, that happens sometimes with music, but I don't, yeah.
I don't know.
That's fun.
Glenn, by the way, Glenn, can you hear us? Okay, cool. So you're at 7:30. You know that, right? Okay, you're good. He's just watching the show. So coming up at 7:30, we're going to be talking to Glenn Cook from Hard Truth Rods, and he custom makes fishing rods. This segment is totally for Ross.
Well, listen, let me make the segue here.
Yeah,
because I found out about Wheeler Walker Jr. on a fishing trip.
Really?
I swear to God, that was how I found out about it. I'm up in Canada, up at Black Island. My buddy Chris Kremen one day is like, we get back to the lodge or to our little cabin, and he fires up the Bluetooth speaker. And I think the first one was the
God
song.
Told Me to Fuck You.
No, fuck you, bitch.
That's a song. I just read the playlist, folks.
The name of a song. That's all I'm saying. It's the name of a song. You can't get mad at me. I'm just saying it was the name of a song. While we are out there trying to snag walleye and hook up with muskie and all the fun stuff, then the entire rest of the 5 days is us singing Wheeler Walker Jr. to each other. So a big thanks to my buddy Chris Kremen for bringing that to the island a long time ago. And Wheeler Walker Jr. I had no idea. I was just thinking the other day about him. I was like, man, I haven't heard of Wheeler Walker Jr. in a long time. I wonder if Ben Hoffman's still doing that character.
Yep. Pulling out tour. Here's the classic. Guess where the tour ends? So he's playing the Astro in Omaha. He's playing the Valor in Des Moines. He's playing all. Guess where the tour ends?
Where?
Ryman Auditorium in Nashville. The Ryman.
Good for him.
Yes.
And
good for the Ryman to go, you know what? We'll have you in here.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spent time on the island was where I found out about Wheeler Walker Jr.
So there you go. I didn't mean to start the hour on a down note.
Yeah. That made me laugh, though.
Pulling out 2026 and 2027. Wheeler Walker Jr. Hey, we want to tell you about the Rush Freedom Feast. We want to give you some really good stuff. You can win fireworks, a Weber kettle grill, and a barbecue bundle box from Des Moines Bacon Company. The grand prize valued well over $1,000, $800 in fireworks, a $250 Weber grill, $100 in the barbecue bundle box. All you have to do is go to therushradio.com, click on the promo tab. You'll see the Freedom Feast, and you'll be registered to win. We'll give that away right before the 4th of July. But if you're like, well, that's just one chance to win because we're only giving away one prize, folks. And, Ross, this is a hell of a prize. Hell of a prize, right?
Oh, this is a great one, man. This is summer in a bundle.
Yes. I mean, that's amazing. But we want you on a weekly basis to send us a picture of yourself on social media. You can use X, you can Instagram, you can use Facebook, of you doing something patriotic. And hell, you can AI it. I don't give a shit. I really don't. You can AI this thing.
Does it have to be the listener? Can they just send us a patriotic photo?
It can be a patriotic photo.
Okay.
You can send us a picture of the flag. I don't care.
Yeah, a picture. You know what? Somebody should send a picture of a flyover.
Yes.
Isn't that patriotic?
Yes. Stealth bombers.
I'm a fighter jet guy.
Say you're at, yeah, okay. Then you went to a Blue Angel show at some air show. You're like, is there anything more patriotic than the Blue Angels?
I'm a fighter jet. I'm a fighter jet man myself. That's me.
Look at that.
You ask me what I am. I'm a fighter jet man.
That's over Kinnick Stadium. They might have been flying too low that day.
Might have. No, they were.
Might have been fine.
No, they were.
But again,
everybody got in trouble.
We're helping you fire up the grill and light the sky. 4th of July, the Freedom Feast giveaway from the Iowa Fireworks Farm. Submit a patriotic photo and tag us for a chance to win a $50 gift certificate to Iowa Fireworks Farm. Then register to win the grand prize. The Mob Stars from Iowa Fireworks Farm valued at $800. The Weber Grill from Ace Hardware in Johnson and Ankeny. And a barbecue bundle box from the Des Moines Bacon Company. Register now at therushradio.com. You mentioned Caitlin Clark earlier. And it's ironic that yesterday we said, she had to win and she had to do some heroics. Caitlin Clark hit a 31-foot three-pointer last night, Ross, to beat the Washington Mystics 78-76. Made up for a minute before when she missed back-to-back free throws. That was the heroics she needed. And I put that on X last night on our account. I said she needed that in the worst way.
I mean, Trav, I tried to tell you yesterday. I think it's more. Yeah, she hit the big 3-pointer, but oh, dude, I think I'm falling into the tear her down thing.
That's fine. I get it.
I think I'm falling because even I saw the clip again. I wasn't watching the game. I have no interest in watching the WNBA, none. And I saw.
To be honest, Ross, I was bored last night. I was bored as hell last night. It was bad basketball.
Trav, you know how often you say that to me?
A lot. It's bad basketball.
Like a couple games ago, your wife walked in and was like, "What are you doing?"
Watching the WNBA.
I saw the clip of her hit the 3, and then she's like,
Yeah, all of a sudden she's calm and really not demonstrative. I mean, I know that was a little bit of acting, but before it would have been like.
And I thought, well, man, she must have had a dynamic game to be that cocky, hitting the 3-pointer, turning around like, yep.
Told you so. Quieting you.
And I found out she had 19.
19, 5 assists, 5 turnovers, 3 rebounds.
I also saw a clip of her getting called for her third personal foul where she didn't touch the girl. The lady's going in for a layup. Caitlin Clark doesn't touch her, gets called for the foul. Lady misses the layup. No interest. I'm glad she hit the 3-pointer last night. I'm trying to tell you, though, dude, that ain't enough. That's not enough to get her where she has been or where she wants to be or where this machine that was Caitlin Clark can be or could be. Hitting game winners is great. It's great. It's better than missing them. It's better than missing those free throws that were clutch. Travis, I'm telling you, people aren't going to tune in for 19 points and a last-second 3-pointer. I said this yesterday, and
in a boring game that was 78,
I'm pretty
76.
confident about this. She needs to have games where she is incredible. Not good for moments, not the best player on the court at times. That's not what this hype was all about. This hype was about being the greatest of all time. Transforming the game. That's got to be a lot. It's got to be a lot more than 19 points and hitting a game-winning 3. I'm telling you, she's gonna have to have games where she goes for 40. She's gonna have to have games where she is blowing.
What you're saying is she almost has to earn her street cred back.
Yes. She's got to earn it. The hype was not watch a really good WNBA player. The hype, it was not, hey, everybody, we're all going to tune in to watch a person that's going to be an all-star. Or we're going to tune in to watch a person that finishes in the top 5 in the MVP races. That's not what it was supposed to be. So I've also tried to explain this to you. I'm no longer commenting from the cheap seats of the WNBA and the Caitlin Clark story. I'm out of the arena. I'm not watching.
I've gone from the front row to the cheap seats, and I'm borderline getting out of the arena.
I barely care. It's barely enough anymore to stop me on my scrolling.
But I'm not going to stop talking about it, especially.
No. It's Caitlin Clark, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I'm just being honest with you about where I'm at with it. That it is. There's no interest in me watching a WNBA game.
Now you did watch or go ahead.
If Caitlin Clark is doing that thing that I was talking about, is it still possible that some night you send me a text and go, dude, Caitlin's on fire, and I turn on a game? Yeah. So maybe I'm in the parking lot of the Caitlin Clark story. I'm headed out the door, but I'll turn around if I hear a big roar.
So you did watch an NBA game last night, and I'm going to be honest with you. As I was watching the Knicks and Spurs last night, and you can say all you want about President Trump being there, Mandami being there, all the $10,000 tickets. Ross, that was an environment last night. Rarely can you pick up the environment of an NBA game on TV. Yeah. You picked up the environment last night. It was crazy.
That's a really good point. You felt that last night. It did. That was and I don't the political stuff aside. Did I send you the article yesterday, Travis, about the courtside seats? I don't think I did I?
I saw Timothy Chalamet was sitting courtside last night.
Timothy Chalamet and Ben Stiller are usually courtside, right? They're there all the time. They are. I'm going to see if gosh darn it, Trav, I'm going to miss
this. Just paraphrase it for me.
They sold 2 courtside seats for $1 million.
Shut up.
I have to Google it now.
$1 million courtside. You know, I was courtside last night. I was literally 6 feet from the court on my television, and that was just fine for me.
It was a charitable donation. A pair of celebrity row tickets for Game 3 for the 2026 NBA Finals between the Knicks and Spurs at Madison Square Garden sold at auction for $1 million. The winning bid was placed jointly by the law firm of Gibson Dunn and Veritas Capital, with all proceeds benefiting the, quote, Garden of Dreams Foundation. So these particular tickets are not actually ever sold. These were, and I wish I could find the actual article on Trav. I'm sorry. I meant to send it to you yesterday. I swear it was an ESPN article, but now I'm going through some of my other things to find it.
Oh, by the way, the Spurs won 115-111. So there will not be a sweep in the NBA Finals. Wemby was Wemby last night. His length came in. He dominated. He ended up with 32 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, had 3 blocks. Mike Brown was upset afterwards because in the second half, the Spurs shot 24 free throws. The Knicks only shot 8. He was upset about that. But if you look at the actual fouls in the second half, Ross, it wasn't that big of a difference. It's when you foul, not how many times you get to the line. If you're fouling when somebody's going up for a shot or you're fouling off the ball, it's two different things. The foul disparity wasn't as big as most people think. The free throw disparity was. But you got home court. You got outplayed in the second half.
I mean, they got outplayed in the first quarter too. I mean,
first quarter, yeah. The second quarter was much better.
I really liked the comment that Castle was attributed at the end of the game. They were talking where basically he had said, "If we play the way we're supposed to play, we win this series." And I think that there's some truth to that. Dude, Brunson is still. Like, there are moments, that guy is just incredible.
He had 32 last night as well.
And a couple of, like, huge possessions, those little step backs or stutter steps, and then he can blow by guys in the lane and score at the rack. And, yeah, he like we talked about last week, he just doesn't have that superstar aura about him. He doesn't have that.
Which kind of makes you like him even more. It makes you become a Knick fan. You're like, okay, you're not a typical Knick. You're not that bright lights, big city guy. You just go about your business and let that fall into place.
Yeah.
515-517-2303. Let's go to the phones. That's where Justin in Urbandale is. Justin, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on?
Hey, good morning, guys. I watched that NBA game last night too, and it was really good. I don't watch any NBA basketball. But Victor Wembanyama is he's something.
He's a freak.
He makes me basketball this year with 7'3" McKeever playing for the Hawkeyes. Not that McKeever's going to be Wembanyama, but boy, I mean, it sure feels like he could be something like that.
Don't compare anybody to Wemby. There's not many 7'5" guys that can do what Wemby does.
No, but just the pure height of it. The Hawkeyes put out a picture of the squad is here, and McKeever's standing. He makes everybody else look short of that team. Anyway, Wembanyama is amazing. So he's going to be fun to watch for the foreseeable future. Real quick, I wanted to mention something. I put in for the Woohoo last week that my band is starting to take off. We just played a show on Saturday night. A guy showed up right before our show. He comes up and says, "Hey guys, I just came to the show. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Who here listens to the Rush?" And I said, "That's me." And he said, "Hey, I heard about your band on Friday, and I decided to come out just for that reason." So we got Rush listeners making the trip.
Supporting each other.
Steve, by the way, and that Travis Steve said that he knows you. I don't know if you know who that would be. Anyway, Steve came out to the show Saturday night because he heard it on the Rush radio. So.
Awesome.
Do you know a Steve, Travis?
I know a lot of Steves. Pretty generic name. Know a lot of Steves.
Well, Irwin, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to say last
Steve
name.
Steve Irwin, he's dead, but that's fine.
No. Maybe, yeah, but he's from your area that you both you guys grew up in. Hey, have a great day.
Thanks, Justin.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Justin.
it, man.
Congratulations, bud. Glad you had that happen. Wonder if it was, maybe it was Steve Glass.
Maybe.
Our buddy from Sibling Rivalry.
Could be.
Interesting. Cool.
Of course, game 4 coming up. I haven't heard from Mitch yet, right? And whether he gets to go to game 4. He was scheduled to go to game 4. Yeah, we'll reach out and see how he's doing. Glenn, do you still hear us?
Yeah.
All right, he still hears us.
Cool.
So here's what we're going to do, because I want to have a little bit of longer conversation about this, because Ross needs to talk fishing, and we like talking fishing.
I am so curious about this. I'm so I was telling Courtney yesterday, I was so excited about chatting with Glenn. I'm like, when I was a little boy playing baseball and you had a wooden bat in your hand, you could have asked me when I was 8 years old, hey, how does somebody make a wooden bat? You go, oh, well, you get a tree and you get a piece of wood and you get a lathe and you spin it and you carve a bat out of it. That's how you do that. I have fished my entire life. If you said to me, hey, Ross, we got to make a fishing pole. Huh?
You don't know where to start.
Like, don't you fish? Yeah, all the time. Well, how do you make a fishing pole? I have no idea. No clue.
You're going to find out. And
We're
he's got a
about to
special
learn.
deal coming up at the College World Series in Omaha, where he's going to feature some of those teams, I believe. You got a big announcement coming up with that, too. So it's going to be a wide-ranging conversation. As we head to break, don't forget, Gary Presnell is the man to call when you need a mortgage for your home. He's a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes the past 25 years. Gary offers VA, FHA, IFA first-time buyer loans, and conventional and new construction loans, and approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. He can get your loan pre-approved in 30 minutes or less. It can happen after hours during the week or even on the weekends. And you can be anywhere in the state of Iowa or the surrounding areas to use Gary Presnell. You just not have to be restricted to the Des Moines area.
Gary
want
can
to
help you close loan anywhere in the nation.
In the nation, all 50 states. Give him a call at 515-975-6767. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. Front row tickets to every show, millionaire. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie, millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines, and I have a question for you. Are you and your Mini ready for your summer motoring adventures? To help you have a little more fun on that trip, this month we're offering a 15% discount on all fuel services, as well as reduced pricing on all pre-planned maintenance packages. Please stop by so our factory-trained technicians can ensure your Mini will continue to keep a smile on your face for years to come. Please give us a call or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com to set your appointment.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiskus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Did you know that over time your engine builds up carbon deposits on its valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips abound, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Willis Chevy is offering 15% off our GDI fuel service to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth. Don't let poor maintenance keep your family on the side of the road this summer. Visit us online at willischevy.com to schedule your appointment today.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, returns now with fresh sports takes and at least one unnecessary rant.
All right, if you're not feeling right, do not ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control, because at UCI, you will get personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private, tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today in Iowa. URO.com. Before we bring Glenn Cook in from Hard Truth Rods, Ross, you could use a Hard Truth Rod coming up, and our listeners can too, because they have an opportunity to go on a great fishing trip. Fishing trip.
And listen, I've tried to tell you about the going up to Ballard's Black Island. It is for everybody. I've been up there with guys that are professional fishermen. I've been up there with guys that fish in tournaments. I've been up there with people that have never fished before. You can bring no gear or all of your own gear, and they're okay with it. It's like Disney World. They see you coming, they adapt to who you are, and that would be a really fun thing, to actually take some of your Hard Truth rods made right here in the state of Iowa to Canada and go catch some Canadian walleye and muskie. That would be an awesome time, and that's absolutely something you can do. Ballard's Black Island is, I've been so lucky to go up there and make these lifetime of memories with my friends. I'm excited about this crew that we've got going up in September, but you can take advantage of this summer. They've got some openings and some open beds. There's like 17, 19 people on the island at one time, okay? You can take advantage of this at an incredible offer. $1,200 per person. You're going to get 4 nights, 3 days of fishing, full package. This is completely guided. Everything is included with that, except for like your alcohol and tips and some things like that. But for $1,200 per person, this deal cannot be beat. So call Danielle, call Ballard's Black Island, and let them know that you want the Ross Peterson fishing special. $1,200 per person for 3 days of guided fishing is an awesome opportunity. If you want to learn more, just go to blackisland.com. You'll get to see some of the photos there in the photo gallery of what we're talking about here. A multi-species fishery. The food is off the charts. The sitting around and the cabins is epic. It's an awesome time. I want everybody to take advantage of it. 218-634-1996. We've had a lot of listeners that have already reached out to him. Danielle reached out to me last week and was like, "You're killing it. Keep it up." You've had a lot of listeners calling us. So guys, if you thought about doing this trip, now is absolutely the time to do it. 218-634-1996. Go have an awesome time.
Let's bring the fisherman on and see if he would be interested in going to Black Island. Glenn Cook from Hard Truth Rods joins us on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. What did you think of that fishing trip?
I didn't get to go on a fishing trip, so
but Glenn, let's just go back. You've obviously been a fisherman your whole life, an outdoorsman. You had to have grown up in this.
You're not? You haven't been?
No. So this is a wild ride, man, and it's a beautiful journey I'm on right now. So I have fished my whole life. Growing up in Neola, we got Arrowhead State Park right there, which my brother and I, and my cousins, buddies, we'd ride our bikes out to Arrowhead and fish. And I was never, we would gig frogs a lot, but I wasn't the fisherman. I'd rather go run trails, skip rocks, pinch a cigarette off dad or something, smoking in the trees, whatever. Didn't have the patience to fish, but I loved being outdoors. I loved hunting. stuff like that. I just didn't have the patience for fishing. And all of this came about, and I'm not a stranger to fishing, but the whole building rods and hard truth rods came about with it's so weird. It bring Canada into this. I had a trip. I've never been to Canada, and my two cousins and I, and then one of my best friends, we had a trip planned up there. We're gonna fly in. They fly you into an island, drop you off. About the third day, they come replenish your supplies and stuff. Looking forward to it. Couldn't wait. Bought my first real fishing rod. I had all the Shakespeare's and Zebco 33s handed down from Dad and whoever else left them in the truck when we were kids. I don't know whose they are, but I actually spent a little bit of money on a walleye rod to go up there, and that would we were supposed to go August 10th of 2023. Well, August 9th of 2023, I had a small headache. Nothing to be too crazy about, but I already had Canada on the brain. I'm on vacation mode. I was like, I got a little bit of headache. I'll take today off and get ready, get my stuff ready to go. Well, I went to the VA the very next morning because I woke up, and when I rubbed my eyes, it was like a pain, like a pressure in my head. And it just didn't feel right. So again, going to Canada the next day, I said, well, I'll go to the VA hospital, get it checked out. My boss, actually, she's the one who said, hey, you're going to do this camp. Nothing to mess around with. So why don't you go get it checked out? So I go to the VA hospital in Omaha, and they'd start doing some scans on my head. And then nobody was coming in to talk to me. I'm still laying there on that tube, and I see people moving around there. I'm like, what is going on here? I'm ready to get out of here. I want to go eat some lunch, go have a beer with my buddies, get ready to go talk Canada, get rolling. Still sitting there, nobody's coming in to talk to me. So I just get up off the table, off the MRI machine, and I go talk to them. And by this time, there's a few people in there, and they're all looking at the screens. And I'm like, what is going on here? I got to get out here. I'm like, I got to go. So they found, and it's nothing. There is nothing to be concerned about. It's been stable it's called an AVM, and I'm too dumb to pronounce it. It's what it is. It's a brain bleed, and it's deep in like the left side of my brain where the vessels in your brain are a little thinner walled, and so they'll bleed sometimes. And again, though, that headache was nothing. I was just being a kind of a bum and wanting to get a day off.
So I take it you didn't go to Canada then?
So no, so that's just it. The doctor finally, it was the emergency room doctor in the VA that finally started talking to me about it because nobody was telling me anything. And he flat out told me, he goes, as I was telling him about my trip, that's all I was talking about, going to Canada, going to Canada. And he's like, hey, he goes, you're not going to Canada tomorrow. And I'm like, I had a few hard truth words for him, and
so that's where hard truth comes from.
That a little bit, yeah, a little bit. The hard truth is a mixture of everything. The hard truth really comes from me just being me, and when people ask my opinion, they're gonna get it.
What you and Ross get along great.
I'll keep my mouth shut unless somebody says, hey, what do you think? When they do that, it's, well, here, this is what I think. It's not, probably not what you think. It's what I think. So, but that's really where it came down to. So all fast forward it all, the brain, they send me to Chicago once a year to check it out, make sure it's all stable still. This year, I just started going back to UNMC. They're doing the scan there. If anything goes wrong, I'll go to Chicago, take care of it. It's not a big deal. So, and my buddies that when we're going, they're like, oh man, Glenn, just tell them we'll just fly low. Tell them we'll just fly low. You don't got to worry about it. I'm like you got. I wanted to so bad. So anyway, they all go the day of Travis. You know this, man. Arla Clausen's husband, Greg Clausen.
Yep.
So Greg actually took my spot. I'm glad he got to go because he just had the time of his life. And
imagine that last minute phone call.
You want to go to
Hey,
Canada?
Glenn can't go to
Well,
Canada. Do you want a spot?
His son was the other one going, Keith, my good buddy. So all that went on. And that really started. It took the VA put me on some meds with what I had going, because I didn't understand really what was going on, and they're telling me I can't fly. They can't tell me what makes it bleed. They can't. There's really not an answer to what makes it happen. So I'm like, oh, what do I just kick over any second now? So my wife had bought me a Tenkara fly fishing rod probably about 6 years ago. It's an ancient Japanese technique fishing. It's what it is. It's a cane pole. A cane pole technology, and I got a rod that extends out to 14 and a half feet down to 23 and a half inches. It sits underneath the back seat of my truck. There's no reel on it. It's a fixed amount of line, and you're pretty much gigging, just out there gigging for frogs and stuff. And well, I started using it, and when this all happened, I don't know what possessed me to go out and fish. That rod sat underneath the back seat of my truck for 4 years. It didn't touch it. And then I just went out to these farm ponds, and I started trying. I went to the secret ponds. I didn't want to look like an idiot trying to cast this fly
Go
rod.
to secret ponds.
Yeah. So I get it figured out, and I start catching bluegill one after another. And this rod is big enough to catch lake trout. Huge. It's a big Tenkara rod. Well, I'm catching these little bluegill. I mean, about the size of my palm. And they would take off 10 yards this way, 10 yards this way. And that rod would just bend. I just get the biggest kick out of it. I was like a little kid giggling. I'm like, this is the funnest thing ever. Well, then I landed into probably about a 4-pound bass on it. And I'm like, oh. And my brother was with me, and my niece Harley, my brother Jimmy. And I was like, hey, grab the net. I said, I got a pretty nice fish here. Well, it handled it just fine. So that day I came home, and I'm like, man, bass fishing's kind of fun. I said, and I don't, if a real fisherman goes fishing with me, they'll probably laugh, because I might tie a knot for an hour. I don't know. It's just, I try whatever. And when it works, I just keep going with it. I don't know if it's the right way to do it, but that's what I do. So me being cheap, this is how I got into fishing. Me being cheap, I get home and I chip. Go ahead.
Well, I guess the biggest thing, let's cut to the chase. How'd you start making rods?
Yeah, so I'm too cheap to buy a rod. I came home and I wanted to buy a nice bass rod, and I seen how much they were, and I'm like, there ain't no way. And then I got to thinking, I've been catching hundreds of bluegill and bass on this cane pole. I said, what? Let's simple it down here. It can't be that hard. I mean, fishing rod's a stick with some rings on it and a couple handles. It can't be too bad. Well,
yeah,
it's way more detail. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I couldn't tell you the first thing about a fishing rod. Not I couldn't tell you the difference between a spinning rod and a casting rod even. Now I can talk numbers, actions, powers. It's crazy where all this came. I just started diving into it, reaching out to people on YouTube, LinkedIn. LinkedIn, of all places, is one of my biggest. I am getting so much traction on LinkedIn from unbelievable people.
Told you, Ross.
It's insane. And so I started building these rods in December of 24. And friends of mine were going up to Waubay. We're going to go do some ice fishing up in Waubay, South Dakota. And they got all the gear. I am very fortunate to have friends that do a lot of the cool fishing and hunting stuff. I just get to tag along. I'm the fun guy that gets to go with them, So we go up there, and they said, "Hey, Cook, do you make ice rods?" I'm like, "Well, shit, I get, yeah. I mean, all the rods build the same. It's just different materials and sizes." So the first rods that I ever got fished that I built were ice ice rods up in Waubay. My neighbor Matt Fletcher and I went up. Few other guys, and we have a competition, Well, I caught the biggest walleye camp on my ice rod that I built, and Matt caught the biggest northern. unfortunately, he didn't have one of my rods, but he was in the hut next to me. He caught a 42-inch northern. I caught a 24-inch walleye.
Yeah.
So then the weird part is it's not strangers that reach out to me and compliment my work and my builds or ask for, if I could build them something. It's when I got the cocksuckers that's been busting my balls my whole life saying, whoa, like what, they're like, hey, what are you doing? Or when my brother comes in and says, what is this? How'd you get into this? And I can tell you right now, I'm experiencing this the same as everybody around me. It is the most beautiful path. It's crazy. Like I tell people that there's not only are no doors closed, there hasn't been a door even on a hinge in the past. I don't know. It's crazy. Every time I turn around, doors are just wide open, and people are just this whole industry is just fantastic people, and they've taken me in. I mean, to me, it's so crazy. I'm not like a newcomer to this industry. They're treating me like, one of their own, and it's awesome. And I'm building a whole ton of rods. So yeah, that's really how I got into it. I'm a cheap ass, and
So answer my question for me that when you were sitting there watching our show, and I said, man, I know how to make a baseball bat. You take wood, you put it on a ladle.
Yeah.
How do you make a fishing rod?
So, all right. So there is several different components to a rod. You have what you call a blank, and that's what it is. It's a blank canvas. You can do your artworks going on that blank. It is just, whether it be graphite, carbon fiber, Torre fiber, any fiberglass, any type of material that rod is built with, it's coming on just a blank. Just that's it. No eyelets, no guides, no nothing. So, and every blank has a spine, just like you and I have a spine. We want to bend forward easiest. Yeah, we can bend sideways, we can bend backwards, but naturally we want to bend. Every spine wants to bend a certain way. It's no different than a blank on a rod. So I got to find the spine on each rod, because I build on the spine. Not a lot of people. Some people will build on the curve of the blank, because not all blanks are straight. But I build on the spine because I could go for days. I could geek out on this. So on a spinning rod, your guides are going to be on that spine. They're going to bend with it. So when the fish bites it, those guides, it's going to bend down. On a casting rod, that spine, you got to do the 180, because your guides are on the other side. Unless I do an acid wrap, and the acid wrap is where I spiral on a casting rod. So you got your first 4 guides that go in a counterclockwise motion to get your string down to the bottom side of the rod. And Ross, you're looking at me like you're confused. And I was the same way until I started looking into it, and it makes sense now, because if you have your line going on top of your blank, and you put some pressure on the end of it, that line wants to be on the bottom side of that blank naturally.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So with a spiral acid wrap or spiral wrap, as you cast, I position the guides where you're going to get minimal contact on the first 4 guides. So you get a good cast, and then the weight is going to be at the bottom, just like a spinning rod. So you're not, when you're catching it, you're not fighting a torque. You're going straight up. Yeah. So it just tons of different things. So I find the spine of the blank, and then I'll lay out whether you're doing a split grip, whether you're doing full grips, whether you're doing, and then all the grips will lay out the same, whether cork, EVA, carbon fiber, whatever. Go ahead.
No, what? Just for the sake of time, because
I know. I told you you're gonna have to tell me to shut the fuck up, because I can go.
So, because I want to make sure you get this in. You've got something going on.
Yeah.
2 things, or 3 things. One, general people who are listening to the show right now, they can go to hardtruthrods.com and check out your work.
Yes.
they can view your work this week at the College World Series. What are you doing at the College World Series?
All right. So Friday morning, I get a phone call, and it says, call this number. I call this number. This man answers the phone call, and he says, I'm going to give you a contact number. He gives me a number to this lady, and she happens to be the marketing director for the whole Omaha Baseball Village. And I went down, I took the day off, half a day off Friday, went down and met her down there, and they're offering me a unbelievable opportunity. They want my rods displayed smack dab in the middle of Omaha Baseball Village. I'm building 9 rods. They're 6'6" medium light fast action rods, all carbon fiber blanks. They all have the exact same carbon fiber grips and reel seats, all the exact same Alps guides. And what I'm going to do is they're going to be displayed in the Baseball Village right next to the Acai Bowl little tent there in Baseball Village. It's smack dab in the middle. You're going to see all 9 builds there. 8 of them are going to be the 8 teams that come. I'm doing a theme with the 8 teams. I got a technique where I can do some pretty cool stuff with some golf ball markers. Fishermen don't golf, so I'll use some of their stuff for some fishing. Most do. I just like saying that joke, but no. So what they're going to do is they're going to display them all, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to touch them because she wants them locked up and put away. So I've just signed a contract yesterday with Show Circuit Online Sales, and they are a giant livestock online sales company, but they're willing to help me out and do this online auction of the rods. So if you can go to showcircuitonlinesales.com and you can register to bid. And they're going to be creating a QR code for me here today, hopefully, I think. That's going to take people directly to the bid site for the 9 different rods.
Okay.
Now, at the Baseball Village, not only are my rods going to be on display there, they're also going to, on the giant Omaha Baseball Village stage right next to the beer garden. Yep. On the 2, they sent me a mock-up of what I want listed, but they're going to, on the 2 outside screens, the tall screens, giant ones, they're going to have my brand, the QR code, and all my rods going throughout the whole College World Series for people to bid on.
That's super cool. So if somebody wants a custom rod, so let's say you've got some Iowa fans or Iowa State fans, can you do the same, or is that college licensing stuff you got to deal with?
No. So I do. I've been doing the same. So how I'm getting around all that is I'll buy the material. So I buy those golf ball markers from the schools. I'm paying whatever their royalties are on it, and I'm going to use that golf ball marker how I want to use it, and that's how that's the only thing I'm using from that school. And I'm not everything else is like marbled epoxy, different thread work I do. So I sew all the guides on. All the colors you see on my rods I sew. It's actually really fine thread. So
Glenn, if I had I've got buddies that are muskie fishermen. Do you make muskie rods?
Well, I'm gonna have to redo my shop if I do, because there's a video right now, and it's probably one of the coolest builds I've done. I just delivered a muskie rod Thursday evening to a guy down in Glenwood. He's giving it to his dad for Father's Day, so I can't post anything yet because he's gonna see it, and it's a pig. It's a 8'10". It's just a monster, and he's a Vikings fan, so I got it decked out in Vikings. I got some Vikings decals in there and everything like that. So with the I've built rods, shipped them to Hawaii, several to Idaho, Montana. All the rods build the same. It's just different materials. But those muskie rods, you guys would have laughed at me. My workbench it was almost not big enough to put that on my whole bench. So yeah. So on Monday, this is the other thing though that I wanted to get across. So on Monday, they are going to have the Navy band performing on the main stage in the Omaha Baseball Village. And they're also going to have the New Orleans Jazz jazz band or something
Okay.
there that evening, and I got asked if I would be willing to be called up on stage that day on Monday, the 15th, and they're going to introduce me, my rods during the Navy. I was a Navy CB for 5 years, so
My grandpa was a CB.
hoorah!
Well, and yeah, very
Hell
cool.
yeah. I was a utilities man, second class.
Well, the good news, Glenn, is you've got 5 SEC teams plus Troy in the College World Series.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of fishermen going to be at the College World Series.
That's right. Hey, speaking, anybody listening that has any contact with Troy, if you can get me a Troy golf ball marker in my hand before this College World Series is over, I'll make it right with you. I promise you. That's the only one. I lucked out because I tried to pre-order everything, and I'm this year's just adding up. Besides, Troy's the only one. I'm like, oh man, I don't have that golf ball marker yet, but I got another idea for it. But
so Glenn, real quick, because we're running short on time.
We're running
about
out of time here, man.
Because you could talk forever. There's no doubt about that.
Well, time's evaporating on us real quick here.
Yeah.
For sure.
Question is, if somebody custom orders a rod from you, how much do they cost? I mean, give somebody a general feeling about how much and I'm sure they're all over the place, but give a range.
They are, but I'd say average price is you're looking right around $300, and it could go completely berserk from there. But it could. That's probably your about the price I'm comfortable building most rods for. I mean, a lot of that 8'10" rod, it cost me $200 to even get that blank shipped to me, just the blank, because it's 8'10". So
wow.
And some people, I'm upfront with everybody. I'm like, whatever I can get, I can build it for you. But
so,
yeah,
I think you should give Ross just an example to take up to Canada to fish with. And
so here's the deal too. All my rods that I don't get a fish anymore. I'm not shitting you. I've got 31 builds right now in my shop besides the 9 World Series rods that are in the middle, and I love it. I love every second of it though, because I thought I really loved fishing but building a rod and then giving it to somebody who absolutely loves it means more than anything.
Glenn, after the College World Series, your production's going to have to amp up. You're probably going to need some more people to help you out.
I've got an idea. It's all coming. I'll let you guys know.
Thanks,
hey,
Glenn.
Thanks for your time.
Much, man.
We got to do this again. HardTruthRods.com. HardTruthRods.com. And check them out. And if you're over at the College World Series, go check out Baseball Village.
Thanks for your service also,
Hell
Glenn.
yeah,
That's
my
very
pleasure.
Cool, man.
Thanks, Glenn.
Bye, bud.
All right.
From Hard Truth Rods.
We got to do
joining
that
us.
again.
I don't. We got to get an hour. We got to do a whole hour because he talks forever, which is good.
I like it. I like it.
You know what I like about it? The passion. The passion is there.
Pores and that pouring out of him. That was cool.
It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m., everybody.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Summer's gonna sizzle at Shields. It's Shields' 3rd annual Grill Fest, June 13th in our front parking lot. Check out national and local vendors and shop the best brands in the business, including Yoder, Traeger, Blackstone, Rectech, and lots more. Get great tips from the top vendors and Shields experts and munch on free samples. Donate a non-perishable item to the Food Bank of Iowa at our event and receive a free bottle of seasoning or sauce at Shields' 3rd annual Grill Fest, June 13th from 11 to 4 in our front parking lot at Shields in West Des Moines.
This is is Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus. Over time, carbon and deposits build up in your fuel system, clogging injectors and reducing performance. A fuel system service cleans out all that buildup. That's why we're offering our summer travel special with 15% discount on all fuel system services. If you want your vehicle to drive like it did when it was new and prevent problems before they start, a fuel system service is a preventative step. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire, a front row tickets to every show millionaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire,
Yep, a little further.
or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Coming up now, Travis, Ross, and at least one opinion that will get somebody mad online.